Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is cream day. I am making creams, or I'm attempting to make creams, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So the original recipe for these creams came from the Lotion Crafter website, which I will link down below. They have a really nice formula page, and they have a handful of creams on there. I actually made 3 different creams and took them all to work for the girls to help me choose which one they liked the best. I don't remember which one this is. I think it has the word bodacious in it, I think. And I don't even know if it originally was a goat milk cream, but I make it as a goat milk cream. So other than that, I think the recipe's fairly close. I think I've swapped out an oil here or there along the way, but most of it's pretty close. But I'll link that down below if you're interested. I've thought about making a few changes, but yeah, I don't think my customers would appreciate that. So I'm just going to bring the camera down and I am going to get started on making. I am looking bad. Yeah, I'm looking in my viewfinder here. I just look horrible. I really look horrible. But there's a reason. And again, more on that in a minute. Earlier today and recently too, I sanitized my workstation. So how I sanitize is I spray it with 70% alcohol, wipe everything down really well, and then spray it again with another round of 70% alcohol and just let that set and air dry. It's kind of how I do it. So, like I said, this is a goat milk cream. I do have my water and my aloe vera juice already in here, and now I'm going to add my goat milk. I do use powdered goat's milk when I make it for a lotion or a cream. And this isn't big enough actually. Just spray this off real quick. I feel really funny about using like fresh goat's milk in any sort of like product like that you have to preserve. I just think that would be really hard to preserve. So I just use powdered. So the recipe, when I first started making this, it did say to make a slurry with your goat milk and put it in as a slurry. But honestly, guys, I don't do that anymore. I just throw it in like this, and I stick blend it when it gets a little warm, and it's fine. So I kind of save myself a step in that. I'm just going to continue to use this. Oops, I turned it off. All right, so the next ingredient is disodium EDTA. This is a chelating ingredient. So a chelating ingredient is something about the metal ions, and it reacts with those and keeps those metal ions from interacting with your other ingredients. Something like that. And then it also helps your preservative be more effective. So, my silk amino acids. I'm going to run out of this bottle. I'm going to have to clean it up. And I have a new bottle over here. Not a cheap ingredient, this. And I think that's it. So that's my heated water phase. And I am going to put that on my double burner right in front of me here. And I'm going to get my heated oil phase going as well. Earlier when I made this, I had this big pot of water on the little burner and not the big burner. No wonder it was taking forever. So back to the attempting, right? Do you just want to hear about the disaster that my morning has been down here? I mean, like, it has been horrible. I'm going to pull you out. I think you're up there. There, you can see a little bit more now. I had you way pulled in. So I made my cream. Everything was going fine. Okay. I've just washed this, so hang on just a second. Okay. So, yes, I made my cream, right? It was going fine. I had made my Island Escape. I had made my pink quartz. and I was getting ready to make a smaller batch because I split this off, right? This is almost 200 ounces. So I split this off into multiple different scents. But I was getting ready to do like a smaller tester batch of this vanilla cream. And I went to walk out of this room. My foot tripped over the light tripod. The light fell forward onto my table, knocked my big pot of cream off. Thankfully, most of it was gone. Most of it had been used up. Knocked it all over the floor, all over my I had cream all over my cabinets, my floor. My light was covered in cream. It was just a disaster, right? I'm gonna get my shea butter. So I go upstairs. Oh no, it's not done yet. I go upstairs and I'm like kicking myself. I'm filling a bucket of soapy water to come down here and clean the cabinets and the floor and everything else. And I thought, you know what? I need some coffee. I need to just take a moment, get some coffee, relax for a second, regroup, and come back and get started again before I cleaned, right? So I can't hardly talk and work at the same time here, guys. So I started to make coffee, right? I went to get the grounds out of this morning's pot. I went to take those grounds out of the coffee pot, spilt those grounds all over the floor, all over the cabinet, all down inside my coffee pot. I'm not done. I'm not done. So then I get that cleaned up. What's next? I'm gonna try to talk and work at the same time. We'll see how that goes. Nope, wrong one. Meadow foam seed oil is next. Right, so I have to clean up the coffee grounds. I have to run Bob, our butler. Bob the butler is our generic vacuum. What is that? The little vacuum robot thingy. We call him Bob the butler. Cameron named him. Macadamia nut oil is next. Got him running, cleaned all that up, got my coffee. I thought, you know what? I'm going to check out the video that I had done this morning on this body butter, or the cream, and make sure that looks okay, because it looked a little odd in my viewfinder, so I just wanted to kind of test that, or run it through my computer and check it. I had messed up and changed my shutter speed to I don't know what, so it was real like the video was like start and stop, whatever. It was real jerky. I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? So I lost all the footage from this morning's taping. I'm starting over. It's just, I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I just don't know if I should be down here doing this. Guys. Heavens. All right, what's next? Dimethicone. So dimethicone is a silk, and it's just, it feels really nice. It's one of the things that I think you put in here to make the end product feel really nice. Okay, and then we're putting IPM in. So IPM is like an isopropyl myristate, something, how you say that? It's an emollient, and so it gives a good end feel, and it also is used to keep your lotions from feeling greasy. Now we're putting emulsifying wax in. I have thought about trying a different emulsifying wax. This is just standard emulsifying wax enough. The thing is, I'm afraid to make a change to this because this is such a popular product for me that I'm too scared to make a change to it. It's just that popular. And emulsifying waxes can really make a difference on your end product. This is stearic acid, just to stabilize everything, and it's a thickener. That's it for this. So here's what I do, which this is my first time using the double heating element here, which is really nice. But I do have one on my back counter I'm going to get on as well very soon, because what I want to do is I'm going to heat and hold this heated water phase that for 20 minutes. It's kind of a pain to do the whole heat and hold thing, and it is, I won't say controversial, but a lot of people think it's unnecessary. I sell this. I just want to be a little bit ultra cautious. If it's going to keep any nasties from coming up, I'm all for it. The hardest part is getting it to 170, 175 and holding it there. It drops down, it goes up. The biggest problem is holding it that for 20 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and heat and hold water on the back counter too, because I know what this pot weighs. I know how much my batch is, and so I will weigh it when it's cooled down a bit and top off any water loss too. So this is the boring part. I am going to just bring you back when there's something more to see. Let's see my temperature. They're both right at that 170, 169, 173, so we're good there. So the water goes in the oil, really just because it's easier. You don't have to scrape oil out of the pan, so it's easier to put water in an oil mixture. But there's no wrong way to do that. I said it in my other video that was no good. I can't remember if I said it in this one, but I do make a fairly large batch. I will make 2 or 3 of these fairly large batches in a weekend. This is about as big as I'm able to. That 175 to 200 ounces. I really can't go any further than that, any bigger than that. It just gets, my pans won't hold it for one thing. But it's a little too much for me to go any bigger. So this is plenty big enough for me. Now my stick blender is clean, but it looks cruddy because I did blend that goat milk in there. So at this point, it's really hot, and I'm just going to blend this maybe for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm going to put it in a water bath. Okay, so I'm going to get some water to put in here. This is just like a lasagna throwaway tin, but I reuse this thing. I've used this for 2 or 3 years now. I just throw it up in a closet, and when I'm not using it, and then when I need it for this, I have it. So maybe if you didn't have a huge batch like this one, you could get away with not putting it in a water bath. I am not the most patient person in the world. So I definitely put it in a water bath. And I will just stick blend this off and on for the next 10 minutes or so while it cools down. I need it to get cool enough that it's not steaming anymore. I don't know if the camera's picking up. It's still throwing some steam. I need it to get cool enough that it's not doing that before I add my water that I have heating on the back counter to top off any water loss that's happened during the cooking process. I don't want to add my water and then have it so hot that it still is just going to be, you know, evaporating more. Then that's not accurate, right? So once this hits about that 220, I usually will top it off with the water. And then when it hits about 110, I will add my preservative and my vitamin E. I'm using Liquid Germall Plus for this, and then I have my vitamin E oil in here. It's 114, so it's safe enough now to add the preservative and the vitamin E oil. So, quick story. I made this a couple years ago, and I was like, what in the world is wrong with my creams? There were like brown specks throughout one of my scents, and I could not. I thought, you know, did I not clean everything right? What in the world? Well, it dawned on me the next time I made it, after I trashed it because I couldn't sell it. It was dirty, right? I didn't know what that was. It dawned on me what those specks were. It was my vitamin E oil. And I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know, can you see that? There's like little speckles in there, and I didn't get it blended in well. So, lesson learned. You blend that vitamin E oil really, really well. So it's still pretty watery. It's still a little over 100. But at this point, I do go ahead and start pulling it off and measuring out my fragrances. So what I've done, and I'm pretty happy with what I did this morning, is I pulled off 71 ounces and I added 1 to 2% fragrance oil depending on the scent. And that gives me 6 8-ounce containers and 7 4-ounce containers with 1 like little sample container. That works pretty well because honestly, if someone has never bought this from me before, they will buy the 4-ounce. But if they have bought it, really, most of the time they come back and they buy the 8-ounce container or the 7-ounce. 7 ounces fits in it. Okay, so I am going to, my lavender, I do at 2%. Oh gosh, this is heavy. Hang on. Perfect. So my creams too, I don't like them to be really strong scented. I like just a nice soft scented cream. I really dislike the like the Bath and Body Works cream, where it's so strong I feel like I have to wash my hands and it gives me a headache. And even if I wash my hands, it's still too strong and I can still smell it. I don't like that. I really don't. So I like something that I can smell when I put it on, but it's not going to give me a headache and it's not going to overpower anybody else in the room with me. Where's my clean? Got some clean pots over here. So lavender, I need 1.5 ounces for the 71 ounces of cream base here. All right, so this is going to make 6 of these bigger jars at 7 ounces. And you know, I'm gonna measure as I go. I like doing it when it's a little bit fluid like this. It's so much easier. Look at this. Can you see that? Who knew these couldn't go in the dishwasher? It completely took the coating or something. I thought these would be dishwasher safe. They're sheet trays. They go in the oven. I have 2 that look horrible for me putting them in the dishwasher. It's maddening. All right, guys. So what I do is I take this tray over to the pool table. Again, I'm using the pool table. I put the fragrance in the middle of it so I know exactly what fragrance this is. Not, you know, I could smell it, I'm sure, but this is just a visual for me to know what this tray has. I'll be back. Let's see. I'm making sea salt and orchid next, but I'm going to increase my batch size on the sea salt and orchid because it sells better than any fragrance else, and I think I need to increase that. So get my clean thing here, and I'm going to go do some measurements and kind of see where I want to go with the sea salt and orchid and how many jars I want to make. And I want to do another little test of Blackberry and Magnolia. It's a Micas Amore fragrance. I really like it. The vanilla cream and this Mica and the Blackberry Magnolia are they just kind of one-offs. I want to just see how they go and how they're how people respond to them. Okay guys, so I have a game plan. I am going to weigh off 29 ounces. So 29 ounces, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2% for Blackberry Magnolia. That's going to be 0.6 ounces. And then I'm just going to get these jarred up as well. This should make 7 of the 4-ounce jars. And then, you don't need to watch me do all of this, but take all of this that's left, and the rest of this is going to be sea salt and orchid. Yeah, so I'm going to get this all jarred up, and maybe I'll just bring you back tomorrow when everything's done, and I've had a day, right? I've just had a day. So I may just bring you back tomorrow to give you final thoughts and show you all of the jars that I have. Yes, I have been busy. Look at all of those. They're all labeled, the top labels. All the top labels are on. Got them off the pool table. So there's that. All right, guys, next day. Saturday is done. It's over. It was a day. It was just not a good day for me. But I did get all of these creams made, and I did a good amount of creams, even with lost some of my mixture. And right before I did my sea salt and orchid, I realized that I didn't have unscented. And I try to have 2 large and 2 medium unscented creams on my shelf at all times. They don't really sell that often, but they will. So I try to have that kind of ready in case people want that. So I pulled those off before I did my sea salt and orchid. And I was kind of bummed about that because I really wanted to almost double the sea salt and orchid. I was looking to make like really, I get 6 out of that 71 ounces, and I was going to do 12, and I was going to get 14 of the small ones. But I got 6 and 7. That's just what I got with that. So that's okay. That'll get me through. I'll have to make another batch here in a couple months to restock at least that one. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. Yeah, today's done. This weekend is done. I'm not making anything more. I'm done. I'm going to get these labeled, and I'm going to get it done, and I'm walking away from this room for a while. So yeah, thanks, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.